But that hasn't happened yet. Because obviously once we get asked to leave and anyone starts refusing or getting in the way, as you would know, that may then become a form of aggravation.
Even there it's difficult, by the way.
But from our point of view, if a Section 34 gets authorised...
Isn't it Section 35?
Well, Section 34 is what happens. Section 35 is when you breach it.
Ah, okay.
So Section 34 is the inspector going, you're not allowed in this area, and then I go, because of Section 34, you're now breaching a Section 35.
Nice that information, because of the week in Tamworth, they didn't do the Section 34, they went Section 35, so that means they've broke the legislation, haven't they?
Well, no.
So we'll be using that information there to go and re-look into that, and then going back to Tamworth Police about that.
The Section 34 would have been in place, but you might not have been informed of it.
Well, they can't then not inform you about it and then punish you for ignoring it,
They
right?
should have given you at least one warning.
They didn't.
Oh, okay.
So then they've done it wrong, haven't they?
Yeah, no, so Tamworth Police, that's going to be West.
Cheeky, because he Section 50'd me and forced me to give him the details, so that's a cheeky 375 when I had to go to the solicitors. Chilling, that'll pay
Section
for
50 is actually a very useful piece of legislation for us.
Yeah, it does get abused to get people's details, because a lot of coppers do need to go to Details Anonymous. I know. Not being an arsehole.
So one of the things that I always say, and I'm quite
Let's break down what just happened. This footage starts inside what appears to be a calm, ordinary hotel, but not everything is as it seems. As the camera pans through the halls, the tension is palpable. Every locked door, every cautious glance from security tells a different story. The officers and investigators here are trying to confirm what's really going on inside this private property. Are the claims true that it's housing migrants under government contract, or is there something more secretive happening? Stay tuned. This one escalates fast. Asterisk.
You know what, boss? This is the hotel. All your tea and coffee. But look in there. Look in there, people. Look at that. Full of people, man. Interesting. There's a migrant hotel. Sign, man. Only to be used for toasting the bread.
There's a side door around here, normally open.
Yeah, they locked it off. They're rear, man.
Locked it off, haven't they?
Yeah, the security are rear, they know.
What's up, Mr. Security Guard? What's going on, bro? You good?
Oh, you can open that.
Oh, nice food. See, he's cool, man.
Now, this is where things start to get revealing. Look closely. Those aren't commercial kitchen ovens, they're microwaves. Dozens of them? For anyone familiar with government-funded facilities, that's a red flag. In secure accommodations, microwaves often replace standard cooking setups for safety reasons. No open flames, no cutlery risks. But the investigators here don't know that. From their perspective, it looks like neglect. And that's what makes this moment so gripping, a small visual detail that completely changes the tone of the scene. Would you interpret this as evidence of poor conditions or smart risk management? Asterisk.
They're not using proper ovens.
Oh, they've got a lot of microwaves, man.
They're using the microwaving all their food. That's a bit shit, isn't it?
Are they getting more than microwave meals? I'm not sure. A lot of microwaves.
Yeah.
Hey, guys,
Right.
can we do an interview? I'll come in peace, man. Peacefully. The reason I'll stand there and tell you the reason I ask.
What's the fantasy all stripping
There's
bikes?
people in the country that are concerned about people coming in illegally on small boats, I think now would be a great chance for you maybe to put your side across as to why it is you've had to come here, bro. Because I think you've got it, a lot of people think that the issues are with you guys. A lot of the problems and frustrations are actually with our government, not you individuals, yeah? How are you finding your time here in the UK? Are you liking it? Is it nice? UK, is it nice? You don't speak English?
You say quite well.
Where are you from? Where are you from?
Whereabouts in Africa? Eritrea?
Sudan, I reckon.
Somalia, maybe?
Sudanese, I reckon, by the look of it. Get a lot of Sudanese, don't we? I know there's a mad civil war in Sudan, though.
What about you, bro? Everything okay? What country have you come from?
This next exchange is powerful and awkward. The investigator tries to interview one of the men inside, hoping for a story of hardship, maybe humanity. But there's a language barrier, a cultural distance, and a heavy sense of discomfort. This is the human side of these confrontations, real people, caught between politics and survival. From a law enforcement or humanitarian lens, this is exactly where communication training matters: tone, distance, empathy. Yet here, curiosity turns into confrontation. Question for you: how do you approach truth when the person you're interviewing can't speak your language? Asterisk.
I wonder whose the car
What's
is.
the plans while you're here?
Is that
in
his
the UK?
car?
You want a job?
Where
Is
you
it-
boys come from then?
I'm from Coventry.
Oh, fair. I got family at them.
Yeah. I've covered a lot of the process, so I thought I'd come down here today. I haven't. I do actually.
I'm trying not to
I argue with lefties a lot, so they were fresh lefties for me.
what country they've come from, what their intentions are with Do they behave? Are they well behaved?
I'm not too sure.
I got told that someone got stabbed in here the other week by one of the girls
Did they?
in August, murdered by one of the migrants murdered another migrant apparently, but don't know how true it was. But just be careful as a security guard. I've got footage of it going wrong in these hotels, so be careful.
They ain't get paid no more, are they? So they got to go.
They only get paid till 2 o'clock.
Ooh, 2 o'clock, time's up. We ain't get paid now. Fuck them. Let them go home now. The fucking dirty fucking nonsense.
He's putting his bag out the window.
That's littering, isn't it, boss?
Well, if it was television,
Fixed penalty notice, mate.
I thought you were allowed to smoke in the room. I wasn't allowed to.
that's a fire hazard. That's a fire hazard, that is.
I wasn't allowed to smoke in my room when I lived in there.
No visitors allowed? What's that about? No visitors allowed.
They're getting aggy in there, though.
Are they?
Yeah, especially him there.
They're all kicking off in there.
Send them back to the room. Come on, we're back home.
Leave that door to open, man.
Can't they put weapons down by the door so police officers don't think of weapons?
Spraying loads
They come out and not keeping both of them. I would say they're weapons.
You can see through to the kitchen. We've got loads of microwaves and shit.
Security's having problems.
And here it is, the first real burst of anger. Words like "send them back" and "we have freedoms here" echo through the footage. This is where a lot of police auditors or true crime breakdowns highlight escalation points, that instant when curiosity turns to confrontation. What's fascinating here is how quickly frustration overrides procedure. Officers and guards know that tempers like this can ignite bigger problems. In scenes like this, de-escalation is key to tone of voice, space, and clarity. Once emotion takes over, control slips. And that's exactly what you're watching here. Control slipping. Asterisk.
All kicking off. Some reason.
Don't care, I don't want them permanently when I'm at bus stops, they are.
Do you get that a bit? Do you have that issue around here?
Yeah, whenever they're always at the bus stop because I go to Spindle Bay bus stop. They're always trying to talk to me, and I tell them no, I don't want to talk to you. They're always like looking at me, and yeah.
Creepy, basically.
Yeah, asking for my number and stuff.
Yeah, my daughter, she's 18. She gets it in conference. She's got the baby with her and that. She's really pretty, like 18-year-old girl. Like they all come up to her. And,
yeah.
But I think what it is as well is for them. They think
they even stare at my mum as well.
Yeah,
they two pulled up in a car last Saturday when I was going out when I was at a bus stop. Two of them, and I just walked down to the other bus stop because they were like freaking me out.
Yeah, that's what I mean. But I think as well, they see American movies, they turn up, they see a pretty white girl, they've seen this in American movies, so them they're probably like, oh, and it's just dangerous in my eyes.
Yeah, it is. I don't know how the police and the government...
In their countries, their fucking women are covered up.
Yeah.
So when they come here and see you like that, it's like, whoa. To them, it's like, whoa.
I don't know how the government can defend that.
Yeah. What? What?
Listen to Scott. About that copper you just said. Listen to Scott.
What about?
He's just said, because I said, would you let a migrant live in your house with you? He went, I have.
You done that,
I've let him eat at the table with me, and they've all turned vegan with me.
I told you he's a lefty.
Yeah, I told him he's a lefty. He started laughing.
No, yeah, exactly. No, and I 100% agree.
Didn't you, officer?
Oh, you are?
Officer.
Yeah.
You said you've had a migrant at the
Where are you,
table with you.
Yeah, family. Yeah. And we cook for them and they cook for us. I just believe that we should be helping people. We should be helping each other. And like I say, what's your name? First name. You don't. If you don't want to.
He says that
I know it's being polite.
No, that's fine. But as we've been saying, I just think it's just awful that they put you in a situation and it just. And it just winds people. You can keep it on if you want. I don't mind.
Right, listen. So obviously the understanding is obviously the population here is now growing. You know what I mean? So obviously it's full now. Obviously, perhaps if we never had a lame government, you know what I mean? You know, who's causing divide. And an ideology between everybody.
Yeah, totally.
You know what I mean? You know, and I'll stand here in front of everybody now, and I'll say, is Nigel Farage the answer? Probably fucking not, mate.
No.
You know what I mean? Because you know what's going to happen there.
Because you know what he is? He's freaking skimming it. All the people who own these hotels, he probably knows them. He's got some backhands from them.
And the issue you've got now, if he does get into power because he's brainwashed everybody, the people that have accepted it. And he doesn't deliver. It's going to cause an absolute.
Oh yeah, it'll be count drawn and quartered.
Of course, it will, and it'll be massive.
Do you not think that? So my thing with it is the illegal migration is not for me. My opinion is massive. Legal migration is the true issue. It's too high. It's a massive issue, and I think what's happening now is a natural instinct, tribalism starting to kick in. You're flooding the country too fast. I think we give human beings too much credit, man. We're very tribalist people, and we are violent in heritage. We've been peaceful in this country for 70 years, and I think there's tensions are starting to rise. Look what happened when we brought the Windrush and the Indians over. Racism, we had to years to deal with that and get rid of it because people are insured, right? I think, but now when you do the same thing's rising again because you're flooding that many people that quickly. No one's saying don't bring immigrants in. Just slow the levels down. It's not about racism.
Get on track with them.
I said the same thing to you. The system is wrong.
It is, yeah.
And they should have built proper places like old army bases, old RAF bases.
Yeah, but the problem is the left start trying to call it bloody concentration camps. That's a problem.
No. We shouldn't build nothing for no one to come here. They shouldn't even be held here. What we need to do is we need to place turrets.
Dude, please listen. I'll ask you to stop there, please.
What?
Don't say anything like that. Please.
Why?
He's a lefty copper.
I'm trying to be reasonable with people, and I'm trying to concentrate.
and I'm being very reasonable.
I'm asking you not to say shoot people as a club.
No, I would.
Please.
You've just.
Please.
I wasn't going to say shoot people. It was just putting them up there.
When you start saying about turrets and stuff.
If we stuck some turrets there,
right,
and we just shot in their direction, not at them, but like just close enough where like a few warning shots.
Yeah, but that don't matter, does it?
They'd turn round and go back.
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
But the ocean's doing that.
They're desperate.
They're not desperate. The only thing they're desperate for is our benefits.
Who's been in the army?
Oh, my uncle's in the army, and he said my uncle's was 28 years in the army, and he said to me, I wouldn't be having so many coming in so quickly. It's dangerous.
So when the countries I've been to, when I've seen what happens when there's divides and people just at each other's throats, this is what worries me. This is what does worry me, when we don't care about each other.
Yeah, but we do care about people. We are compassionate. But do you think the entire world's our problem to solve?
You're asking me to care about someone from foreign lands who had no care for me or my family when they entered here illegally.
Yeah, but they do. Though.
No, they don't.
I think generally people are inherently good. You're a good person. You're a good person. I just think we're all good people, and we just have to accept that and just try and make a better country.
This is England. This is England.
We're British is Britain is the best country in the world.
No. Less of this Britain stuff, because these people seem to think
I'm British and they want to commit
but
to
these
make a
people
better
think
life.
that once they get documents, they're British. They're not.
They
British.
don't.
They're not
They
British. They do. I've had interviews with them. They do.
They can't.
I've literally had an illegal migrant stand there and tell me I'm British.
Yeah, but they're not allowed to.
You know, one of them sells illegal fags out of here. If you go onto Snapchat and click on the snap mats and you click right onto the thing, it takes you to every story of them. There's about 200 fags. I can't show you now because I've got no internet. But
can you get?
And I got hotspot.
Show us, and then we'll start.
Also, you're on about caring about people. Do you think if we all went invaded their lands, they would care for us?
Would they fuck?
We'll go and invade Africa. Do you think they're going to care about us?
Do you not think that might come back?
What?
I've got them all, babe. Oh.
Mate, he is an ultimate lefty copper, he is. He's getting clipped and put
he
on.
means well. He means well, yeah. I still can't agree with that, you know what I mean?
No, my thing is, yeah, everyone in the world suffers, but when does it not have to be our responsibility anymore as peoples? Like, the whole world isn't our responsibility. I'm sorry, it isn't. And it doesn't matter how many people we bring into this country, we are not going to solve those countries' issues with them people's issues. Yeah, they'd be better off staying at home and solving their own issues.
Oh look, we got fake.
You go on an SIA course, or were you just handed one?
Oh, I handed it, man. They pay for it these days, bro. Don't be silly. When I did it 15 years ago, bro, they give you all the answers for the test when you're doing it. When I was doing the test, bro, it was the biggest farce I've ever been to in my life. Right, we're just going to give you all the answers for your SIA badge. No wonder they're all useless and that. It's like, you know where you sat nav, if you keep using your sat nav, you never learn when you're going. That's what would have happened with their training.
That's me.
Yeah. Because they get given all the answers, they never learn it. Do you know what I mean?
That's me, DP. I don't go anywhere without my sat nav, mate. I'd get lost. I would, honestly. I would get lost.
But you'd be surprised if you took that sat nav away, how quickly, if you picked a map up, you'd figure it out.
Oh, no way. Remember the old map, road map?
Yeah.
Imagine having to use one of them now.
Right, really fresh, but it's cardboard. Okay. I'll put that back there. I'll put
They're even coming along and stealing business off Boss Man. You know what I mean? I'm joking.
Right.
I can't lie. You're right.
I've been covering these for about 3.5 years.
Oh, he's the original migrant hunter, this one.
I was covering the protests when you were lucky if you'd get 10 people stand outside a hotel.
That's better than
that probably used words like
115k, I think he's on. Oh, me and him have got some right bouters, bro. You should go watch out mine and his Banbury video where the copper comes about the drone and we just roast the copper. It's our favourite video, man. One of my favourites, man. He comes along going, I've got the info for the thing in the car, yeah.
This section might sound technical, but it's one of the most fascinating parts of the video. We hear real discussion between the auditors and the officer about Pace Code G, Section 34, and Section 50, actual legal references officers use every day. What's happening here is almost like a masterclass in street-level law, police explaining arrest powers, necessity tests, and rights under antisocial behavior laws. But here's what's clever. The auditor is using that same knowledge to push back. It's a verbal chess game, rights versus authority. Who do you think handled that exchange better? The officer calmly explaining procedure, or the civilian holding him legally accountable? Asterisk.
For the drone. He goes, we've got it, and he's just being arrogant, and he goes and gets it, and then he goes, right, and he smiles as if to say he's right, and I go, yeah, keep reading. He's sticking a microphone in his face, and the comments going, you fucking dick, he looks fuming.
I know, but unfortunately, because there's a conversation going on now, way above my pay grade, as the saying goes, in terms of potentially putting some, what are they called? Section 34 in place.
See, now, do you know what you could do instead of that?
And
I don't want to help you do your job, all day, but
dispersal thing, and if you
what
come
they
back
could
in a certain
do
amount of time,
is they could ask for us to leave.
Can you leave?
Because we're technically on private property, right? So they could ask us to leave, and then by rights, we've been trespassed and asked to leave, right? But that hasn't happened yet. Because obviously, once we get asked to leave, and anyone starts refusing or getting in the way, as you would know, that may then become a form of aggravation.
Even there it's difficult, by the way.
But from our point of view, if a Section 34 gets authorised...
Isn't it Section 35?
Well, Section 34 is what happens. Section 35 is when you breach it.
Ah, okay.
So Section 34 is the inspector going, you're not allowed in this area, and then I go, because of Section 34, you're now breaching a Section 35.
Nice that information, because the other week in Tamworth, they didn't do the Section 34, they went Section 2035, so that means they've broke the legislation, haven't they?
Well, no.
So we'll be using that information there to go and re-look into that, and then going back to Tamworth Police about that.
The Section 34 would have been in place, but you might not have been informed of it.
Well, they can't then not inform you about it and then punish you for ignoring it,
They
right?
should have given you at least one warning.
They didn't.
Oh, okay.
So then they've done it wrong, haven't they?
Yeah, no, so Tamworth Police, that's going to be West. Yes.
You see, because he Section 50'd me and forced me to give him the details, so that's a cheeky 375 when I had to go to the solicitors. Chilling, that'll pay
Section
for the
50 is actually a very useful piece of legislation for us.
Yeah, it does get abused to get people's details, because a lot of coppers do need to go to Details Anonymous. I know. Not being an arsehole.
So one of the things that I always say, and I'm quite you can ask Aidan, I'm quite upfront. One of the things I always say is one of the biggest reasons that we have to arrest people. So do you understand? Have you had Code G explained to you?
No.
So
PACE.
Yeah. So PACE, Police and Criminal Law Act
Right.
1984. It puts through some of the necessities for arrest.
Yeah.
So that's called our Code G.
Yeah.
You have to have reasons. One of the main reasons you have to be arrested is that we need to know who you are. We have to prove your identity.
Yeah.
Half the time that people will, 3/4 probably of the time that people will say you're committing antisocial behaviour. So under Section 50 of the Policing and Reform Act, give us your details or you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
It's because if we know who you are, we don't have to arrest you. Because if you do commit offence, we know who you are, we can deal with you later.
Yeah.
Via means of even like a voluntary interview. So you don't have to go to custody, you can just come in and be spoken
But
to.
I do feel like you stretch the Section 50 on the antisocial when there wouldn't have been antisocial situations occur. You're just saying it's antisocial in your opinion.
So this is where the law has been very cleverly written, because it's an antisocial behaviour as deemed by a normal and competent person. So you don't actually need to be offending anyone. Or just behaviour that if people were there, were they being disrupted? Or is there one person in the area that can be... So you can't Section 50 someone in a field and there's no one else around.
Yeah, but I've been Section 50 for filming. Stood there filming.
That's probably a stretch. It will fit in the legislation, but it's a stretch.
I don't know, it's long.
Because the argument would be that people don't expect or want to be filmed in their day-to-day.
But that's would not go under the crime. It would never stand up in court, that would.
No, but part of the thing is Section 50 is avoiding court.
And if anyone who went to any competent solicitor on that would be a payout every day, because filming's lawful, man. We have to have freedom of press.
No, I agree with it.
I know
I don't mind being filmed.
It's important, yeah.
AB's, I've been on AB's.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I know him a few times.
I'm one of the auditors as well. That's also one of the auditors as well. How's Bear gone? We get paid nice off you guys, so thanks for the revenue.
Yeah, okay. Well, I know two of my colleagues had to pay out for AB for searching under Section 3. Section 3 is the use of force, not a search power.
Yeah. He got he's been.
That was in Banbury and Morrison's, that video.
He's from Banbury. Yeah.
He's the reader.
Yeah.
To be fair, I've had conversations with him when he's not filming.
AB's a nice guy, you know. Yeah. Really nice guy.
But I've heard when he's filming, he was a bit of an arse, and he got really annoyed at me because I kept calling him by his name.
No,
because he was. I know what he was trying to do.
No, his style of police auditing, which is pretty similar to mine, is he puts the pressure on you to see if you can act accordingly and professionally. That's the point of it.
Yeah.
Like originally it was Pinnock because he was getting stopped photography in public. But then it morphed into...
There was one that I got annoyed at him though, because I wasn't there, but I spoke to him the other day. It's when we had a suicidal girl on a bridge in Banbury, and he tried to film them, and my colleague that was there, he's an idiot. He was a bit of an idiot to read it, but it was just like we were trying to deal with that.
Yeah. But I see, he probably would regret. A lot of us regret some of the things we've done and filmed in the past. Don't get it twisted. We do. We will sit there going, we shouldn't have done that. Early on, see, we ain't got no bosses when we're doing this content creating. We start our own channels. It's like a journey where it just goes. It just morphs. Yeah. We all make mistakes.
At your table at home. Who's drinking milk? Oh, look, it's free.
I've got a slightly different because I grew up and my parents are both teachers and my mum's a language teacher, so we had kids staying with us all the time. Not migrant kids, but kids from other countries, so I'm very used to it.
Foreign exchange and stuff like that.
Before you walked away and laughed. I can't believe he had someone at the table. I literally lost my respect and walked away.
But I also think that part of it is having a conversation with some. So I've dealt with quite a lot of migrants. There are some that do come across that are just literally, like, for want of a better word, freeloading. There are a lot that do come across with various things. I know personally a friend of mine who came across as Somali who did watch his whole family get murdered by another tribe, and I have seen him wake up from a nightmare. I can't imagine the life he's led, so I can understand why he's done.
But this is where I think the numbers are, this is where, again, people keep going about illegal migration. They do the old cliche thing, but it's not legal migrants. But I think legal migrants is the biggest issue, where if actual genuine refugees are getting overlooked now because the numbers are so high, and if the numbers weren't so high,
that's what's happening.
I think it would. If the numbers weren't so high, the refugees would be more received.
And I can tell my personal opinion, not as a police officer, but as a person, is the Conservative government that was in power that basically closed all ways to get into this country. So the only option people had was to do it illegally.
Yeah.
And that's what. And then as soon as one or two people do it illegally, or one or two boats come across, people go, "That's how we do it." And that was the problem. Is basically by shutting the door, we forced people to climb through the windows.
Yeah, I get that.
Is the metaphor. And because we've stopped them coming in by applying, where my best friend from university works for the Home Office, and his job was to interview people applying for asylum and stuff like that. And he said, when we had people applying for asylum, we could turn around and say no, and then we would go to the French or the Italians or the Germans, say, no, they're in your country, they've come from there, they're going back there, and the French and Germans or Italians couldn't say no. But then when we left the EU, if we were trying to send them back, they were like, no, they're in your country, it's your problem now. But because we'd closed all forms of them getting in, the only way they could get in was illegally. And because of our laws weren't in place to then deal with them.
Well, the maritime law, the loophole that fucks us with it, didn't it?
And then also the fact is that when they got here, there was no plan to look after them, so that all they did is put them in hotels which were closed after COVID, because the hotels were like, yes, we want the money.
I just think if the government don't slow immigration down, the tensions are going to continue to rise. Racism's going to rise because a lot of the British people are pissed off and said no. They've said for 30 years no. It's not out of racism or hate to anybody, but when we've had politicians over the years that have run political, trying to get into power on the basis of slowing immigration down, we even did Brexit, which is the main pretenses why we left Europe, was on that, and they got ignored. This is why it's happening.
Brexit, I did geography at university. I literally studied Brexit, and I could get very political into Brexit, in my personal opinion, because the whole country was lied to about Brexit by both sides. There was a lot of things that were said about Brexit that weren't true, and the reason people voted for it was because they were going to control our borders. When actually, when leaving the EU, we have less control.
Yeah.
Because we're an island nation. Yeah. If they cross the sea,
it's funny how they come across the sea though. But for years, Britannia rules the waves.
So, obviously, it was Boris Johnson that with Brexit in the end, wasn't it? Now, do you think he could have done? Do you think he was dealt a bad hand for how he come into the position he come into with the things that was going on?
Poison chalice, basically.
Yeah. Do you think he would have had a better chance at his job if he didn't have all that to
potentially, do? But you also have to remember how Boris Johnson came into power, because he forced Theresa May out.
Yeah. So he wasn't actually elected by the people.
So the problem. My personal opinion on it is the problem is there is a certain group of Conservative MPs who were very powerful at the time, which you would call the Eurosceptics. So people like Jason Rees-Mogg is probably the most famous. They had a personal viewpoint on the Europe and how it was, and they used that to get what they wanted, and used their power, so to speak, to then influence how the government did things to get what they wanted, not looking at the big picture, how it will affect everyone else.
Yeah.
Because someone like an MP like Rees-Mogg that's never liked Europe for various reasons, can say like, let's get Britain out of the EU and then we're done. Brilliant. But what about all the people that were like? So, for example, there's a very famous interview of a village, a town, Merthyr Tydfil in Wales, North Wales, where someone is asked, what has the EU ever done for Wales? And the guy says, they've done nothing. They've done nothing. We get no benefit. I don't know if you've ever been to Merthyr Tydfil. I used to live in Wales. The EU paid for 80% of the improvements in Merthyr Tydfil in the previous 15 years. To the point that on the Welcome to Merthyr Tydfil sign, it lists what the EU paid for. From grants and money, which included the new road, included the new leisure centre, included the new secondary school. And this guy is being interviewed with the sign behind him. But the trouble is, there was a failure of communication to explain what was going on.
Guy from Egypt.
And that's you get an interview, and that's the big problem.
Seems a nice enough lad.
Yeah. Just to let you know, the inspector is going to authorise the section.
No, I'm going to go. I've interviewed an
I don't want any
Egyptian
of you
guy.
guys to get in trouble because you've had the decency to have a conversation with us and be pleasant. So
Yeah, no, someone's had a
That's set on
conversation
private
with
now,
me
isn't
and,
it?
Yeah.
So
People can't steal them.
Yeah, so
I think they've done a fairly good job.
Some of you have opened up and spoke today as well, which is
cheers,
nice.
nice one.
Cheers. See you later. Cheers for not asking us to go, bro, yeah? God bless you, mate.
Stay safe in them hotels as well. I've got some coppers probably like they're passing just went out the window, bro. You know when you're listening to me, you're like, yo, and you're doing yourself a disservice here, Sonny Jim. Like this one here is a proper lefty, man. I call him a lefty to his face. Said to him earlier, I started going to him, you're fucking passive aggressive as fuck you are, mate.
He is a proper lefty. We've asked everyone to come off of there now.
You know in Tamworth though, they meant to section 34 warn you, then section 35. What didn't they do in Tamworth? Section didn't warn us about it. It was section 34. You know in Tamworth, they didn't tell us about section 34.
I was over here, I was flying the drone. The drone was like that, away from the people, probably where that gentleman is there.
Yep.
I was flying, I was above him. Quite a distance. I don't know if you, was any of you here?
I wasn't here at that
The
point.
last time.
Yeah.
That's the first time I've been today. To this one.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Last week.
Trying to get around them also in a few years' time, you below.
Contacted you about footage and explained you how to upload that.
Yeah, shoot, otherwise I won't make it. I'm already going to be about half hour late.
One of the buggers come across and nicking the
it's a late-
planet.
no, it's a late
Big
video.
Big up your chest, bro.
Yeah, sounds
because we went after them to get the flag back and your officer stood in the way and stopped us from going.
I'll jump on Discord in a bit, Bear.
So disappear again, even though there was enough police officers there that could have stopped them, they let the bloke disappear. And I mean, luckily, unfortunately, he wasn't there today. But as I said, I was sat there, flying my drone. It was about as far as where that gentleman is.
Yeah.
Up high. They came from where they were stood on that thing there, the people.
Yeah.
I was over there where those two girls are.
Yep.
Well, not over there. My drone was over on the road, facing where those two girls were. They came from there.
Let's break down what we just witnessed. From hotel corridors to political arguments, this footage captured much more than a simple inspection. It's a snapshot of modern tension between citizens, migrants, and law enforcement. The investigators exposed cracks in communication, government secrecy, and human understanding. Whether you agree with their methods or not, their footage forces a conversation about transparency and trust. In every true crime or audit scenario, what matters most is accountability on all sides. If you found this breakdown as intense as we did, hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life body cam breakdowns. Asterisk.